Hello and welcome to the Lost Rewatch. We're into season 2. I don't even know what I'm saying. It's late and we're going through here, but we have 2 new guests today, 2 new co-hosts who have not been on this show yet. How's it going, guys?
Hi.
Doing really well for a Monday.
For a Monday, yes.
For a Monday.
People have been asking me, when's the show coming up? I go, it'll be out later on, probably more tomorrow morning, East Coast time, because we're recording this at 11 o'clock Eastern time. Now you're on West Coast, right?
Yes, I'm in LA, so it's 8 o'clock for me.
Oh.
And you're in Central, right?
I am.
Yeah, so I'm the only oddball here. I'm on the East Coast, which can be it can be tough, but
yeah.
At least we don't get spoiled. You know, when things are on the East Coast, that's the one beautiful thing about being on the East Coast.
Right, and you get to tell everybody else what the future's like. So yeah.
Exactly, so you can ruin everyone else's television experience. But
I really do miss being on the East Coast, specifically because of spoilers.
Well, I never, growing up, I grew up in San Diego, so I really never had. We didn't have social media, so you never got spoiled. I mean, unless somebody, your relative, called you from the East Coast, but that was expensive back then to call someone. So the phone, it might cost $2. So there's no way my dad was going to allow us to make a phone call.
Well, Central Time is this. We get ours the same time as you, so our prime time starts at 7 rather than 8. So. Oh,
really? That's true.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's no delay for us, so we don't have to worry about spoilers, and we get to start prime time a little earlier, because.
Yeah, that's nice.
So you don't have the 11 o'clock news; you have the 10 o'clock news.
10 o'clock news, yeah, and 9 o'clock on some channels for those real early birds that want to get to bed.
Well, it's a farming state, right? Nebraska?
It is. It is a farming state, yeah. Not only where I'm at, but, farming state all around.
They got to get up in, it's corn, right? Nebraska corn?
Corn, yeah, corn.
Corn Huskers. That's the college team, right?
That was my university, actually, yep. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I remember when they used to be good.
I also remember. I mean, I was tutoring the athletes at that point, so I know maybe that had something to do with it. But
yeah, it's been a while, but it happens, peaks and valleys. Anyway, if people are tuning in for the first time, any new hosts we have on here, we like to talk about how they got into Lost and their Lost experience, and whoever wants to go first can go first.
You can go first.
Okay. Well, I am a TV junkie. I've been a TV junkie since I was a kid. Like those typical 80s latchkey kids, you come home from school, parents are at work. What are you going to do? You watch TV all day, all night. That's all you did. Did your homework, TV was on. So I've always really loved when the new season's coming up. I have to check out every new show and see, give it my thumbs up or thumbs down, see if that's a new show I want to pick up. Seems like I have really bad luck that lots of shows I've liked end up not making it past the first season, or sometimes not even half a season. I mean, flash forward anyone, but Lost was one of those shows that right away I saw the preview and I was like, oh my God, that is so up my alley. It looked like it had mystery, some adventure. There was that Party of Five guy in there, which was, I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to check this out. This looks pretty cool. And then, so I watched from the very beginning, day one, I watched and was desperate to try and find other people that were watching. And I didn't know anyone else who was watching at the time. Nobody wanted to talk about Lost with me. I'd be like, hey, that new show Lost? They're like, oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet. And so, it just took me a while to kind of find some people, got in some online communities and got really involved in it. And we meticulously picked every little bit apart for seemingly no reason now, I guess. But yeah, we were a little bit of an obsession there for a little while. So.
And Melody?
Is she frozen?
Did she freeze?
She's frozen.
Oh, she's frozen. Oh. There she's back.
Okay.
Back.
Shoot.
New location.
This one up. Okay, there we go.
I was working over there.
Well, it happens to me too.
Yeah. It happens to all of us. It's the system sometimes. It's the internet technology we have. We live with. Anyway, it's your turn to talk about Lost.
I missed her whole thing.
I thought Kristi just put you to sleep. I didn't know.
Jack.
So what I caught was that you're a TV junkie, and I am too. So basically, I pretty much watch everything that comes out and then decide. RIP, flash forward, yes. I just decided to watch it, and I don't remember what the other show was that also premiered the same week or night or something that Lost did, but I remember thinking, I wonder which one is actually going to make it. So I'm glad Lost was the one. But Lost actually got me into listening to podcasts and everything. So Lost was the Lost podcast with Jack was one of the first 2 podcasts that I ever subscribed to. And it like changed the game for me. And when it comes to really breaking apart story and character and all the shows that I love. So so that's my Lost story.
Well, Kristi, you were saying how you had no one to talk to about Lost. That's why I guess the internet is it's such a great thing, because you don't. I talk about shows with people I know from the internet, but I've never met.
Mm-hmm.
I've never even talked to them like this, but yet we talk all the time. About different TV shows. That's what it's a small world. It's amazing. Like I said, when I growing up as a kid, if someone didn't watch the show you didn't watch, oh well. That was, of course. I grew up. There's only 3 channels, so it was a lot. Odds are someone was watching what you were watching.
The shows weren't the same as Lost. Lost was the kind of show that you couldn't stop thinking about it. You had to talk to somebody about it.
Yes.
The shows before that were like, oh, you watched it or you didn't. It wasn't, This one was one of those ones that you really had to ponder a lot.
Yes.
And bounce ideas off of people and see what they thought and what they thought of your ideas. And
Plus, it was also a show you couldn't miss an episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was almost like a soap opera, because if you mess it up.
Really.
if you missed something, you were lost. No,
exactly.
Anyway, I think we have 2 great. What do you guys think of the episode? You have Orientation and Everyone Hates Hugo.
I feel like Orientation was one of the best episodes of season 2.
I would agree.
Yeah, I was really excited when you said these were the 2 episodes we were watching, because I was like, oh, those are 2 legit 2 of my favorite episodes. Amazing episodes, both of them. And going back and watching them again for I don't know how many times. It's funny how with time how you start to see it a little different.
Yes,
from your different worldviews or perspectives or things that have happened. And it was interesting to watch how much more I hated Ana Lucia. Just
was it you that was saying that Ana Lucia was, because I think we were talking about, or who was I talking to about Ana Lucia, and I said, no, she wasn't that bad. But then I'm watching it. Was it Everyone Hates Hugo, or where she just? Actually, both episodes. I go, yeah, she was bad. I was wrong. I just forgot how bad she was.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I felt bad for her at the end because she became she softened up towards the end. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, they did that on purpose, so you could feel that way.
Well, it worked, because I was this whole first. I was like, God, I can't stand her.
She was pretty happy in the Sydney airport having drinks with Jack. She was pretty happy then. She was like normal. Then the next thing all she wants to do is just beat the crap out of people.
But when we see her the backstory, was it other 48 days, or I know it's coming up here. But we see what
not like her.
Yeah, whatever happened to what happened to them when they had 23 survivors.
Yeah.
In the tail section, but there weren't 23 when they got to that.
No.
So you can kind of understand why she got the way she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember, and I didn't really remember Echo being quite so punchy either. Wow, Sawyer, he really took a beating. Can we go to all 3 guys equally, because he was just getting smacked.
Yeah, no one was happier that Ben came along than Sawyer.
Right.
Ben took the punishment for Sawyer.
And Echo's talking to him, and she's like, "No talking." He was talking to me. I wasn't even. It wasn't.
Yeah.
He was talking to me. So yeah. They're not happy, and for good reason, obviously. But
it's fun when we start off with orientation, and I wrote down Echo knocks our Losties out. Well, I know his name, where we don't know when we first see it. We don't know it's Echo. We have no idea. Mm-hmm. I honestly thought when we first see this, I thought they were the others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the pirates. We didn't even know we were those pirate guys. Who were those guys?
Yeah,
we just didn't know. So
creepers on a boat.
I had no idea it was the tail section.
Right.
I think when we saw Ana Lucia, I started thinking, oh, okay, now it's starting to, because we saw Ana Lucia in season 1 at the end, the final episode. So, yeah, they drag him back and dump him in a hole, and no one's caring about poor Sawyer's shoulder. I mean, it's looking bad.
It's all right. He dug the bullet out. He's good.
Yeah, but it's infected though, isn't it? He needs some antibiotics, right?
Probably. Rub some dirt in. More, yeah, right.
Probably more than that than a rock to the head.
Probably.
Let's see. Locke was. I like how Jack's. He's going back and forth, and Jack goes, "Is this your destiny? Basically, your destiny to die." Because, and I think Locke was okay. If Locke were to get killed in the, I think he'd have been okay with it.
No, I do too. I really do too. I really like just in general how they explored like destiny with Locke in particular. I mean, all of them obviously have their own really compelling paths, but for some reason Locke's is the most interesting to me. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, I feel like he would have been fine. He would have found some way to explain it away and make it make sense.
Well, you can see that from his story, his backstory, especially the part from that episode, that he's always been this person who's been trying to follow the right path or the path of his destiny.
Yeah.
And it always seems like he's always making the wrong choices. He wants to blame everybody else, but they were his choices. He made them,
well, I think I agree with that, but he's also, he just wants to be accepted.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He just wants to be loved. He just wants to be cared for.
That makes him weird because he's so like just relax a little bit. Helen liked him.
Well, I'll get to the Helen part later on.
Okay.
Because I've always had a theory about Helen, but most people don't agree with me, but that's okay. Well, we go to Locke. He's at the anger management where he meets Helen, and Helen's into bald dudes. So right away, I don't believe Helen. And
crack on him. She basically, when she says, "I'll wait," my daughter was watching with me. She goes, "Oh, that's really sweet." She says, "I go, did you not see he's practically already bald? She's not going to have to wait very long."
No.
But he kind of a dig, like a little. She was teasing me.
And then the girls complain about her mom stealing $30 or something like that. And, and of course, Locke goes, "Big deal. I had my kidney stolen."
He
took over that group. He was upset.
Yeah. Well, I guess he had a right to be upset, but you don't crap on someone else's. I mean, if they're upset about it, that's what the group's there for, right?
Yeah. Right. They're supposed to talk it through, right?
It's not about who had the worst experience, even though Locke said, "I want my kidney back."
Yeah, that's worth a lot more than $30.
Yeah. Well, you meet Helen, and then we talked about Helen, and then they start a relationship.
Yeah. What is your theory? I'm dying to know what your theory is.
Well, my theory's always been that, obviously Locke's dad, Anthony Cooper, wanted Locke to stay away. He basically tears him apart when he sits in the cab. He sits in VW. All of a sudden, this Helen girl pops out of nowhere, and her one request is that John stays away from his dad. Could it be another con? I believe it's a con. I believe she leaves because it didn't work. I
could see that.
Yeah, most people don't agree with me. They just say, "Oh no, Locke was in love and he found true love." And I'm like, no.
Or she leaves, but not leaves because it doesn't work. She's trying really hard to put that ultimate pressure on him to make him stop, and he still doesn't stop. Yeah, then what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But I just think she should have been a little more understanding.
Oh yeah, it did feel very one or nothing, all or nothing, I should say.
Well, she said, and I think this is part of one of those support group kind of things when you're trying to heal mental health and stuff like that. She said that she spent many, many years being mad at her family member or whatever had done her wrong, and she couldn't live her life that way anymore. She had to let it go. She had to move on and live her life, and she wanted to do it with him, and he needed to let his go, but he wouldn't, and she just wasn't willing to sit and deal with that again. Somebody else who couldn't give up their baggage.
Yeah, I get that, but to me it just seemed too coincidental for her.
Mm-hmm. I like your theory though.
Yeah.
If they had another season, they could have flushed that out.
I mean, it's one of those. It's one of those things where I can believe whatever I want because it can't be proven wrong. And then of course people could say, "Well, you can't be proven right." I go, "That's true."
That's all right.
I'm sticking with what I believe, and it's too bad for the rest of you. I don't care.
It's
possible. We got then Kate is coming down and she's making all this noise that nobody can hear her. She's lifting this thing and she's moving doors, but she finds all these weapons and she hits Desmond, and then Desmond accidentally shoots the computer.
Desmond, yay!
And at this time, because eventually Desmond leaves. I mean, I remember watching, thinking, okay, that's the last we're going to see of this guy.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure most people thought that because I didn't know the actor.
Yeah. I feel like he was familiar to me, but I didn't know why, and I still would have to probably go to IMDb and figure it out. But I was so excited for this whole storyline. It was so exhilarating to me, and I loved everything about it.
This is where they made us go crazy.
Yeah.
Like really.
Oh yeah.
When they were running around the when they're running around the island season 1.
Wrong show.
It's
an island show, but
it is an island show. We seem to like island shows actually. But, so when they're running around the island season 1, yeah, there's that weird polar bear, but I mean, and there's some smoky things and things weird. But this is where you start to go, wait a minute, and then you see it's all stocked up, and there's a whole thing under. Wait a minute, this is thought out.
It's great.
Yeah. It was really crazy because, like you said, what happens if they don't push the button?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if they can't fix the computer? What's going to happen? And I mean, all those theories that they had to release steam and pressure, and there were millions of theories on the buttons.
Thermal magnetism or whatever.
It was just that people said, "Oh, it's a nuclear." There's all this different stuff that people were saying, and I'm like going, I don't know. You're giving me a headache. That's too much to try to consume.
The argument that Jack had, though, just makes me think that he just really wants to be right all the time. And he's not even open to any debate with anybody. There's no like, well, what do you think? Well, let's talk about this. No, he just is like, it's stupid. It's a game. It's not real. You're just like, but how do you know?
Well, I know what I usually side with Jack over Locke, but doing this rewatch again, I'm almost leaning towards, okay, Locke, it's almost 50-50 because Jack screams at Locke, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like going, you tell him what to do all the time.
And Locke doesn't like to be told what to do either. You see, you don't even know it.
So it's like, okay, Jack, but Locke is I think Locke is, when he's dealing with Jack, is a little more calmer.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't scream. I don't remember him screaming at Jack to the point where Jack is just from the finale episode of season 1 to the first 4 episodes of this, he's always screaming at John.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's done with him.
I mean, he's always whining and screaming to someone.
Yeah, he's very in orientation. He seems extremely stressed.
Yeah,
his eyes are all red. You start to wonder, did he maybe pick up a Mary statue in the jungle? What's going on? He looks a little sweaty and a little strung out. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And a little erratic.
Well, maybe it's being the leader that he didn't want to be has gotten to him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just something he didn't want. He didn't want in the first place, and I think he just can't take it anymore.
Yeah,
and you're leading people but he's his own worst enemy though too.
But he's not going to give it up and let someone else lead either.
No, because he's not going to listen to anybody else. Desmond looks at Jack and says, "Do I know you?" And of course, we know they know each other and that was another thing where you're like going, "All right, we've seen that in the first season where there's kind of crossover, like you'll see someone on TV when you know.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing things.
It's happening. It's connecting.
It's like, what is going on here? How could they possibly be on the same island?
Yeah.
And then
no one can find that island, but they're on the same island.
Right. And then we're over here going, it's got to mean something. What does it mean?
Yep.
They're it's the bad twin. No, wait, who are they? We don't know who they are. How do they know each other? Yeah.
It's just crazy. I mean, it's just that they did such a great job of, like you said, messing with us.
Fantastic.
And then Locke is
anymore.
Locke is sneaking out on Helen.
Mm-hmm.
I can't sleep in someone else's bed. I can't do it. But what is Locke doing? He's going to sit outside his dad's house. It's almost you almost feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Then his dad jumps in the car, and just instead of saying, "Hey, you got conned, get over it," move on. Nobody wants you.
Yeah, that was
not wanted. You're not wanted.
You're not wanted. So when you hear that,
which is really that's his worst fear anyway, right?
Yeah.
Imposter, like that is his button.
Exactly.
And that's why he is the way he is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he said in anger management, my mom said I was special. I hadn't seen her in years. My dad stole my kidney. I mean, even though I knew it was going to happen, I still felt bad for John.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
feel like every I don't mean to. I feel like I sound like a Locke like fangirl, but every time I rewatch the show, just in general or ever, I get more and more empathetic to Locke and more, I guess, in tune with the themes of like control and fate and truth. And I feel like they really best explore it through him. I know I keep saying that, but I don't know what it is. It's just something.
Well, he's definitely the best character on the show.
Yeah, he really. And in contrast, I feel like since we were talking about Locke and Jack, I feel like also every time I rewatch it, I realize how annoying Jack is to me.
We're supposed to, in the show, based on the way the show's written, we're supposed to think Jack's the hero, right?
Yeah.
And we come to find out that Locke is this tragic hero, and you can't help but feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Right? If only things would go a little bit different and get his way. It just doesn't.
Well, I always felt with Locke, you feel bad for him, but he was given a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, the island was perfect. Crashing on the island was the best thing for all the velocities. For Locke was the best. He was able to walk again. He was put in a place where he knew how to survive.
Yeah.
I mean, they would, he could hunt, he could do this because he was training for, his walkabout. He's a knowledgeable person, but again, I want the island. I want the island to want me. I want the island to think I'm special. He got so caught up in what he was doing that's why his backstories, I think, are the best, because it really shows why he did what he did on the island. Mm-hmm. Boone died. Oh, well, he was a sacrifice. Mm-hmm. It's what the island wanted. I don't care. The island wanted. I don't care that Boone died. So you have sympathy for him, but then when he gets on the island, I'm like, well, he kind of did it to himself.
Yeah.
I think the problem with Locke, or one of the things that it seems like, is that in his life prior to the island, things would go. He didn't really learn from his mistakes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He couldn't let things go. So like when he meets Helen, here's an opportunity. On the outside, us looking in on him, you go, here's your opportunity to be happy. Take it, buddy. Like, what are you waiting for?
Mm-hmm.
He just can't get out of his own way.
Yeah. He's stuck.
And then he does the same thing on the island. If he had just gone on the island and just hunted and done all of that, but he got sucked into this place is special. Well, now I'm special because now I'm walking, and now, and he just got sucked into that, and he just couldn't let it go.
Mm-hmm.
You could almost see he would. Why wouldn't you think you're special when you weren't able to walk, and now you can walk again? So I get it, but again, he was just duped. He was just used, and
you didn't tell a bunch of people, though. If you thought you were that special, that you were crippled, now you're walking, wouldn't you be telling everyone so that everyone knew how special you are?
So the only person we think he told was Walt, right? I mean, we don't know for sure, but he told Walt a secret.
Yeah.
Right.
And the only thing I think of is that was the secret.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know what else it would be. Anyway, Sawyer, let's see. No, Kate runs for Saeed, takes the front door. There's a front door. Oh, there's got to be a front door. Now there's got to be a front door after all that trying to get there.
Right over there.
Yeah, Desmond, yeah, it's right down the hall. But Desmond says he's been there for 3 years. He was a race around the world. He met Kelvin, but Kelvin died. We don't know how. And then that became all right. How did Kelvin die? Did Kelvin get that whole thing? That was another 100 theories we had to come up. He tells him about the film, which was even more theory. This episode
that was great.
Was probably the worst episode for our sleep.
Oh, it was so bad. I remember the second that this episode aired originally, that I was in a very active Yahoo group at that time, and we were on it right away, and we had a million theories. People were screenshotting, everyone's we're posting, and everyone's fact gathering, and we're looking at what everybody's saying just to see what we can somehow force. No, none of it mattered. Not a single thing.
We were all wrong.
Important. No, it wasn't.
Well, I think this was our third podcast that Jay and I did. And I can probably remember going, I don't know. What are we going to do? I have no idea what's going on. We're going to look like idiots.
You feel like you can't follow all the strings, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So much.
It's like, because there was so much going on. It was like, oh, my head's going to explode.
2 answers and then get 200 questions.
And even, again, and we even had the other side was, again, we didn't know who NLC and her group was. There was just so much going on with this episode.
At every angle.
I mean, just for a show in its second season to just completely flip everything around. And like you said, in the first season, I think it was you, Chris, said, first season, there was things going on and things were kind of, but nothing like this.
Yeah,
that was weird. Watch this.
Yeah.
Hold my beer. They were like,
they were like, now we got the hang of this. Now let's go in. And
the orientation film was all broken up too. I mean, it was choppy. So you're like going, of course, we got to watch it again.
The amount of time we spent talking about that one shot, Alvar Hanso standing in the window, not moving. Is he a mannequin? Why is he just standing there? Why don't they? Well, he has to be important. Oh, he's from Denmark. Well, what does that mean? And
oh my God,
one of the creepiest scenes ever. It's so.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Well, then we got to introduce the Dharma Initiative.
Yes.
So it's like, what is that?
Karen and Gerald.
But I remember I had a theory though that Alvaro Hanso is Leslie Nielsen. He looks like Leslie Nielsen.
He does, and I kept rewinding, going, "Are we supposed to know who that is?" Okay, wait. Yeah. Is it? I can remember saying on the podcast, "It's Leslie Nielsen." It never panned out, but he sure looked like him. I don't know. Then we have Marvin Candle. Who's Marvin Candle? Are we going to see him again? And why isn't he moving his arm?
Right, the DeGroots.
Yeah.
And, well, who are they?
There was one answer that and that was, that they were studying polar bears because they showed the polar bear. So
right.
Okay, well that makes sense now.
But still on the island.
It was like they were throwing darts at the wall and then making sure that they had something to come back to in case they needed to. I don't know. I mean, obviously, so much of it was planned out. But then also, on the other hand, there was just so much there, so much world building there that it's kind of like, well, we have this in case we need to use it for later.
Yeah.
So there was a lot.
And a couple, they wanted to experiment on virtually any field we come up with. You're right. They did really make it open so that, that was another, they were studying that here or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't get the whole thing. So it's like, what are we missing? I feel like they did that very wisely so that they could fill it in however they wanted to later.
But that got me thinking that the whole pressing the button was just an experiment. Because the way they, but then he also said there was an incident,
right?
Which again, we didn't find that out till what, season 5? What the incident was?
Yeah,
we get some clues that it's not a good thing.
Right, we knew that, but it was like
good.
There was an incident.
And then on the film right away they say Station 3. So right away, well, where's Station 1 and 2?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It has to be a 1 and 2. That's messing. Unless they didn't, they really messing with you. Let's just call it 3.
Yeah. It was just a crazy episode. But like I said, I was gonna say I lost my train of thought. But anyway, it just like I said, so many theories with your head. I'm watching this going, okay, I'm glad I know most of what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so be honest. When you just rewatched it, how many times did you rewind and watch that film?
Oh, the film? The first time?
No, just now when you rewatched it again.
Oh, I didn't. I just skipped right. I just went right through it.
Oh, did you? Oh, I still had to watch it 3 times.
No, I just went right through it.
Because still, I can't let go.
I've seen it a billion times.
I haven't well, but I still believe there's something there.
Because when it first was on, I saved on the obviously DVR.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was DVR.
Yeah.
And I must have watched it. Okay, there's got to be something on there. I'll keep watching. I'll keep
watching. Hilarious when Locke says, "We got to watch that again." Because everybody in America went, "Yes, we do."
Yeah.
But not Jack. Oh, I'm not gonna watch that again. I'd rather go watch Kate take a shower. Come on, what's going on here?
Here he has a film about some scientific experiments. He's a man of science. Does not care what the science film says. Okay.
But then I start thinking, I go, how was, because I think later on, I think someone was it Hurley was talking to someone about how did Desmond, or was it Charlie saying it? I can't remember who it was. It might have been the next episode. How was Desmond able to push that button every 108 minutes by himself?
Yeah.
Without completely going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're not going to sleep through it.
I know, but we can sleep like, 60 minutes? And that's about it. 70 minutes, maybe. Wake up, go back to sleep.
I don't know. If you get into that, if you get kind of automatic about it, how many times have we had our alarm clock go off and we hit it in our sleep? We know what to do to 10 more minutes or whatever, So maybe he became like that. I don't know.
So you're saying he put the numbers in ahead of time and then just execute?
And he could just like lay there on the table and just
execute.
Maybe. And then you could kind of maybe bunch that, not wake up fully. I don't know, but it would really mess with your health.
Yeah.
At what point do we know how long it's been since Calvin's not been around, that he's been all soloing it?
No, we don't.
I thought later on we find out that.
Well, later on, we do find out later on.
Right. Okay. So it hasn't been that. It's only been 44 days he's by himself, right?
Has it been 44 days?
Didn't Calvin die? Isn't that why he missed pushing the thing?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes. Yeah, it has been 44 days.
The accident happened with Calvin. So 44 days of being solo, still not great, but not like it's been years.
Yeah. All right, so I don't feel sorry for him.
Having a newborn.
For amount of time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's not so bad now. I guess.
Sorry, spoiler.
Spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen that. But then he go back to Helen. Helen has an anniversary present for him. A key for a 6-month anniversary. I didn't get you anything, but all he had to give her was to stop stalking his dad.
All she wanted was him, and she's putting a lot of faith in him.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. He just can't do it.
No. That's a lot to ask of a person.
Yeah, she says when you stay over, you stay over. You need to stop hanging out with in front of your dad's house. So it's pretty
all
cut and dry there.
How old do you think Locke is supposed to be at that point?
I'd say he's in his 30s, right?
They made him look young.
It's hard. It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
Because then he's with Kate Segal, so you go or with Helen, and you're like trying to judge like how old of a couple are they supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would hope that there comes a point in everybody's life as they get older that they go, I have to let go of my garbage.
Yeah.
For my own health. He is just not there. She is, but he's not.
Yeah.
But he's never going to do it.
Never.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. That's heartbreaking. People who can't.
Just some people can't do it.
No, you're right. But so sad.
Poor Locke.
Poor Locke.
And we forgot to mention that Anna Lucia gets thrown into the pit. with the guys.
And go, it's a girl.
And they're asking her, and they're actually being, and they're saying, yeah, we're on flight 815, but she's not believing for some reason. Again, we don't know what happened with her group, which is, I think I love the fact that they waited to tell us what happened to the Tailies after all this, because it builds it's great writing.
Right. Yeah. And just based on Ana Lucia's personality, even if that hadn't happened, she's probably by nature, just by her profession, a skeptic. She's always kind of, So, no, it makes sense in hindsight why she's like that. But at the time, you're like, geez, they can help you out.
Yeah. But she doesn't, again, but we can see why she doesn't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Jack questions Desmond. Desmond clicks on the computer, but doesn't work. The lights go out. He goes, all right, I'm out of here. I'm out. See you later, brother. I'm out.
He's out. It's like, I found another sucker to push the button. Bye.
I'm getting as far away from here as I can.
Yeah.
He's just bailing. He's getting some food and all the different stuff, and he's just taking off. I'm like, but the others didn't run. They're still waiting for Saeed to come. It was the longest, 108 minutes in the history of
it was
the world.
Yeah.
They were getting around that island pretty quick.
Well, they have a front door now.
True.
So, well, that's how they get around a police escort. Then they had that. Jack stares at a picture of Desmond and Penny. Like he stares at him, and this is where I came up with theory that Jack knew Penny.
Wow.
I said that was his sister.
That
Christian had an affair, and this was his sister.
That is a reach.
It was a reach, but it turned out he did have a sister.
Yeah, sister Christian.
But it was Claire. I was so close, but I remember this. I remember this episode because the first time that the Penny, it's a different Penny.
Yeah.
Remember, it was a different. They had a different picture of Penny. Yeah. They didn't have drawn a blank on the actress's name.
Right, the actress that actually ends up playing her.
Played Penny. Yeah, it was a different act. It was a different person in the picture, but the way he stares at it, I go. I think the argument was no. He was looking at Desmond. I go, no, he knew Desmond. He'd already seen Desmond. Why would he stare at the picture?
He recognized Desmond before Desmond recognized him.
Right.
He just wouldn't say it because, by God, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'm not going to admit that there's any coincidences.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking like Locke.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy.
He has no hair. No one else.
Yeah, exactly. And then Jack leaves John. Don't leave me. Don't leave. And we find out, again, that's breaking John's heart. Doesn't want to be left alone.
God forbid.
I didn't really think he liked Jack that much that he was like, that's his dude that he needs to stay there with him.
Well, again, he wants his love from his dad. His dad stole his kidney, but yet he still wants his dad's approval. I think he wanted Jack's approval. He wants Jack to think how he does.
To admit that he's not completely wrong or that he's not completely nuts or whatever. Validate him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Validation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a like I said, I love this backstory with this episode. Then Locke is at his dad's house. Helen slams in the back of his car, throws the keys over the fence, and well, that's it.
And he didn't have a gate. He didn't have a gate person at that new house.
No.
So like, dude, can you go get my keys? Because they're right there.
I probably won't come back.
Yeah. Oh man.
You know what probably happened? His dad got the keys and then stole the car.
But before she took his keys, she rear-ended him first.
Yeah.
Little, come on.
And well, she was upset.
And back then, we were watching every second, thinking that any little thing was going to make him paralyzed. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, she rear-ended him.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Well, you also had the episodes before you had the episode before where Rutherford and Sarah, is it Sarah, getting an accident, and so we're all thinking, was Locke part of that accident?
Yeah.
All this crossover, and we think, okay, he's get a temper. He probably crashed his car. There were so many theories on what happened.
So many.
And I give kudos to the people that figured out it was Anthony Cooper.
Yeah.
I don't know how they came up with Anthony Cooper as the one that caused it, but kudos to them. I mean, it was like a year before it happened. It was like, oh my God, how? Kate returns with Saeed and Hurley. And Saeed's going to fix the thing in 42 minutes. And then we go back to NOC. She takes Sawyer's gun. Sawyer just can't. What's the deal, Sawyer?
Real quick. Real quick.
I got a gun. No, now I don't have a gun. Jack tells Desmond to stop, asks him some questions, and Desmond gives him the numbers. And Jack's got a great memory.
And so it begins.
Yeah, I mean, because I wouldn't remember the numbers.
The little exchange they have there. He says to him, I remember you.
Yeah. There
was the woman. What happened to her? And the way he screams it, I married her. I married her. So she had just had that accident when Desmond was training. It's been 3 years. So those guys assume apparently she was able to rehabilitate herself. They fell in love. They get married, and they're already divorced before any. Like that was really quick.
Well, did Jack fall in love?
He drove that into the ground quick.
Yeah.
I would say Jack didn't fall in love.
Yeah, but he's not a quitter. He like gives up. You know what I mean? So that seems.
Well, he didn't want to quit the marriage.
Yeah, but I would have think that he would still be whatever.
I've tried a little harder.
Well, I think he was trying, but at this point, I think Sarah. I've had enough.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go hang out with Christian.
Yeah.
Which more.
Something
theory.
I wondered when he saw Desmond in that picture with Penny. That's what I thought he was thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Desmond has somebody too that he loves and is away from.
A nice contrast, yeah.
So I wondered if that was, and so he's chasing Desmond, and I don't even know what he thought he was going to get from Desmond, but he's chasing him, and he's like, "I'm going to shoot you," but then he's not going to shoot him. It was like he wanted some sort of answer, but what's the answer?
Yeah, I never thought about that. It's a good point. Good point. Kate turns power back on. The timer starts to beep again. The computer comes back on. Locke starts pushing the numbers, and he puts in instead of 42, puts in 32. And Hurley's like, I think that's it.
Yeah, let's go with that.
But then Jack walks in and goes, 42, Locke. 42. 42! Are you sure? And then, of course, Locke says, Jack, you have to push the button. And Locke and Jack pushes the button.
Mm-hmm. So even though he doesn't want to believe, somewhere he believes a little bit.
Now, why do you guys think he pushed the button?
Because I think he believes a little bit. He doesn't want to.
Yeah.
It makes him angry. It goes against all the things that make him up. But somewhere he does have faith, but he fights against it. You know
but he's proven Locke, but he's getting Locke. He's making Locke feel like Locke's making some inroads there. Would he?
Mm-hmm.
As stubborn as he is, I mean, but no, I don't care if I'm right. You're right or not.
Now, apart from that little contest between Locke and John, Locke and Jack, the other guys in the room, I just would have been like, dude, can one of us just push it? Because that.
Oh my gosh, I would have been pushed it.
I mean, I just want that to stop making noise. You know?
I'm sorry, it's not the script. Jack has to push the button.
I would just been like, and FYI,
yeah. We knew Hurley wasn't going to push the button.
No, he wasn't. But he can fix anything. Like legit, he's pretty. I forgot how adept he was at everything.
Yeah.
Get Saeed. He can fix a computer. Can he? How do you know this?
I'm surprised that Kate didn't say, I'm going to push the button. I'm going to do it. Right. I insist on doing it. I'm not going anywhere till I push that button. But it was more
opportunity there.
Yeah, no, we're probably more dramatic for Jack to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
So final thoughts on orientation?
Great episode.
So good. That initiative video was the best info dump ever.
And then there was that part in the video where there's a clip that's gone, that's missing.
We keep saying video. It was
film.
Yes.
It's a film. The 1970s film projector. Yeah, that film.
The reason I say that because I think we had 100 listeners then, but somebody kept saying it's film.
It's film. Well,
okay.
There was a missing section, and everyone would right away. You knew there was a missing section from that film, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why was there something missing? What did we need to know?
I felt like that night more than anything else. What was it?
Just a crazy episode. Like I said, again, rewatching it, so many different theories, and I mean, to think about, and so many different things. That I wonder if this was the one that had the most. I mean, the most different turns. Like, there's so many different things.
Yeah.
That made us have to think.
I definitely feel that way for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wrote this episode like so well.
Yeah. I mean, I know from my rewatch, this one orientation so far was the one that when you just think almost every scene had something.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you always do a really good job of remembering exactly what, for the most part, what happens in this episode just by the episode title. I'm not that great at that. Not everyone, when you give me the title, am I going to go, oh yeah, that's the one where, but this one you remember every time. Orientation. Oh yes, I knew that one.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Actually, both of them I did, because I remember this one. Everybody Hates Hugo. I remember this one.
Yeah.
Too.
Yep.
All right, we'll move on to Everybody Hates Hugo. Hurley is I can't read my writing. Hurley is a
winner of the lottery.
No, it says Pan.
Oh, he's sleeping. He's dreaming. He's nightmaring. He's
yes, that's right. He's in the pantry. That's right. It's pantry.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the writing just gets worse as the show goes on. But at first, did anyone know that he was dreaming here?
No.
Even when Jen came in, and Jen speaking English?
Yeah, I think you start to go. We know
Jen. Before that, there was no indication that it was that.
Because it was realistic. He's seeing food for the first time. He had a candy bar, milk.
We know Jen's still over in the hole.
Yeah. I was wondering how he had a Sunday, because he opened up the thing. It was a steak dinner. And I go,
yes,
that's weird. But then there was ice cream. I go, okay, you can't just you just can't have a banana split ready like that. It takes time to make one.
Yeah.
It took a second. Because at first I didn't know what, and then I was like, is this a flashback? I was settling into flashback, and then it switched up on me.
But then you have Jen speaking English.
Yeah.
Speaking it perfectly.
Yeah.
And then we see Walt on a milk carton.
He was speaking Korean.
Right. That's what Jen tells me. He goes, no, you're speaking Korean.
And then he starts speaking Korean, which is amazing.
Yeah,
but Walt on the milk carton. Why is Walt on the milk carton?
Because, so in his dream, he doesn't know that Walt's missing yet.
Right.
So why was that in his dream? Was the island sending him messages into his brain?
Or was it because the episode before, Shannon sees Walt? Walt in the jungle, and she tells everybody about it. But I know, but maybe that was, maybe in his... Well, she was telling everybody. She was screaming that I saw Walt. Walt was in there.
Yeah,
Walt was talking to me.
Yeah. And nobody listened.
No, because it was Shannon. And then he gives the famous. Jen gives the famous line: "Have a cluckety cluck cluck day." I mean, I think every Lost fan, you hear that, you go, "Oh, Lost."
Yeah.
That's all you have to hear is Sawyer, Jen, and Michael are still in the pit. They tell Jen to climb the rope. Right, and then Anna Lucia,
because they're gonna interrogate him.
Yeah, interrogate him.
The guy who doesn't speak English.
But they've already done that.
But that's the thing. Is why would you try to interrogate the guy who doesn't speak English?
But they tell him not to go up the rope. They said, "Don't go up the rope." And she only has one bullet. I think it was Michael was next. He goes, "She only has one bullet. She's not going to shoot us." And he throws a rock, hits him in the head. I literally laughed out loud. I'm still laughing at that. I don't know what just cracked me up. Poor Sawyer.
Well, he's trying to vie for some sort of power. How can I handle this? And it's just nothing. Yeah. It's not
the way that he knows how to.
Right. There's nothing there for him to grab onto. So.
Well, they don't need them alive.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
what do they need? What do they need them for?
Technically, yeah.
I mean, they don't know who they are. They could be others, and the others are bad.
Well, neither side knows who the other side is.
Mm-hmm,
yeah, but Echo and Anastasia have the leverage. It's like, okay, we really don't need you because we don't know who you are.
They really thought they were lying. Do you think they really thought they were? Probably they did.
They probably did, yeah. Because you look because they had on their side. what's his name? Goodwin was on their side. He did such a great job of infiltrating their group, like Ethan did with the others. I mean, they did a fantastic job. So
that was wild.
Yeah. So why would you think anything else?
Yeah.
So the Losties are really lucky that Ethan kind of was not as good at his job as he could have been.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Ethan, he lost it with Claire.
Too many people over there. 23 is easier to handle than the.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And plus, Hurley had the manifest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that helped. Let's see. They Anna Sue throws a rock Sawyer. They leave Sawyer in the it goes dark and then he goes, bitch.
Yeah. And I don't remember that from the first. Did they add that in after? Was that in when it originally aired?
I think so.
I think it was.
I don't remember that.
Because it was funny.
Yeah.
Because
I don't remember in the aughts that they could say that on network TV, but.
Oh yeah, I think
Were they? Okay.
But 2005, yeah, I think that's old. That was past. I mean, nowadays it's tame.
Yeah,
sure.
Compared to what they could say back then. But then we find out that Hurley wins the lottery, but he doesn't tell anybody. And I love Hurley's mom. Yeah. You think you pray to Jesus, you get a car. You get a car. You lose 200 pounds. You get a wife. You get a car. You get
200 pounds. Give you and give you a decent woman.
Yeah, decent woman, because he's always woman. Because all you do is eat chicken and come home. Eat chicken and come home. Eat chicken and come home.
He likes his life, though. He tells her, "I like my life."
Yeah, but she wants him to have more.
Yeah, better. Because that life isn't gonna.
He wants him to want more.
Yeah.
And he's that unmotivated millennial that's never going to leave her house. Maybe like, is this kid ever going to leave? I love him, but
yeah, I love him. But I just loved her scene. It was funny because you get the phone rings. Oh, it's Jesus. Yes, you got a car.
He wants to know what color you want.
Oh, it's funny. Charlie asked Hurley about the hatch, and Hurley's like, "Oh, hatch. Well, it's got stuff in there. It's like a bunker.
Like a bunker,
but only newer." And because Hurley's bad at lying, we know that. Poor Hurley. Rose is doing laundry, and Hurley talks with her. It's weird that he went to Rose.
Yeah,
she was the only one that she said everyone else wants to know, but you don't want to know. And she's like, there's nothing in there that's going to help me get this laundry done. And he's like, well. He
brings Rose a hatch, and right away Jack said, "Hurley, what are you doing?"
And she's the best because he's like, she won't tell anyone. He's like, I wouldn't even know what to say.
But when Jack's basically saying you don't belong here, she goes, "Hi, Jack."
Yeah, she's awesome.
I love Rose.
I do love Rose.
Yes, everybody's alive still.
Yeah. Claire finds the bottle with all the messages in it. So that was like she now knows that something happened to the raft.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe it's the optimist in me, but I might just be thinking, oh, maybe it just fell overboard. Would you necessarily know that something bad happened?
No, I feel like it was implied that something is not good here.
Well, that's where they went with it right away.
Yeah.
Well, you'd been on this island for 44 days. How many good days did you have?
Yeah.
Mostly it's been bad days. You're on this beautiful island, you get bad.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
Yeah. Hurley's in charge of the food, and Rose is helping out. They're doing inventory, so I thought that was nice. But then Kate, he's not supposed to give anybody anything. Kate goes,
she goes right.
And he goes, "No, Kate, stop. Kate, come back. Thanks, Hurley."
You can't take that. Oh, it's just a little shampoo.
Yeah.
And that's how it starts, right?
Yeah. It was a big bottle of shampoo.
It was a big bottle.
It wasn't like little hotel shampoo.
I would never want to be in charge.
It's what? Didn't you get supply drops it's a 3-month supply?
Yeah.
Right?
I agree with you. Melanie. I wouldn't want to be in charge.
Never. Oh, God.
Of that? No way. And I agree with Hurley. There's no way.
Yeah.
Because no matter what you do.
Exactly.
I mean, he did come up with the plan at the end I thought was the best plan.
The best plan, yeah.
Because it wasn't going to work. But Then we find out Hurley works at the Mr. Cluck's, and who is his boss? Which is his boss is Randy.
Randall. Right?
Same boss, who was also the boss of
that was John Locke's boss at the cardboard factory or box factory.
Box factory. So we're like going,
how is that
possible?
Yeah.
So and they both had the same name.
Well, he was working at the box factory well before he was at Mr. Cluckety Cluck Cluck.
Yeah.
Mr. Cluck's. Had to be, because that would have been, that was John in his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
That had to be probably at least 10 years.
But John was still working but John was still working at the box company when we went to the walkabout.
Oh wow!
Remember, Randy was making fun of him.
Yeah.
So and then Hurley won the lottery. There must have been, maybe he went from the Mr. Cluck's to the box company. Right?
How long would have been how long had he been that he won the money? I guess long enough that other bad stuff happened. So
right. So there was a
series of events that happened. So yeah.
But against one of those crossover things, we're like going, wait a minute, why is he working there?
Yeah.
Hurley quits. His friend Johnny quits. He's just quitting. I'm not paying for that 8-piece chicken meal. I like how he goes, I didn't eat. You want to see the film?
No, that's all right. Maybe I did.
Poor Hurley. Charlie was following Locke, doing it terrible.
Yeah, it was so funny. We've been walking in circles. I can't believe you didn't notice. Basically, what he told us. You
make me feel stupid. Echo comes back for Sawyer with Michael this time, so Sawyer comes out this time. Then Analysia punches Sawyer over and over and over again. We're gonna do it my way. We're gonna do it this way. So this is where I'm like, okay, because even Echo goes, Analysia.
Yeah, no, she's in charge. That's where you see. She's in charge over there.
Well, she has a different approach than Jack. Jack just just yells, but she will actually beat you.
Yeah.
Locke explains to Charlie. He just tells him everything.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Jack has probably told Locke not to say anything, Locke tells Charlie everything.
Well, that's a step up for Locke because he was so secretive when he found the hatch. He didn't want anyone to. So now he's telling everyone. So maybe that's the lesson he learned with Boone, is that we can't keep secrets because that's how people get hurt. Maybe.
Good point. I like that. Then Charlie talks to Hurley, and then Hurley's like going, and then he goes, you lied about, he goes, no, I'm worth 159 million.
Yeah, and then Charlie still doesn't believe him.
The baby's made of chocolate lollipops and everything.
I'm gonna fly away off the island now.
I'm worth billions. Then they're in a record store with him and Johnny in a record store, and they go drive shaft, and Johnny goes more like suck shaft.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hurley has the best friend ever, right?
Yeah. Well, up until the end.
Wow.
Spoiler alert,
But I mean, really, the two of them, he's there for him.
Yeah, they are. I mean, he quits. They've probably been working together a long time. They've probably been friends a long time. Yeah. Slide and Jack are at the bottom of the hatch, digging around for stuff. I don't know. It was so important to go at the bottom of the hatch at that point.
Well, I think Saeed was so curious. Is that where he's banging on the? He's checking out that area that's kind of damaged where the magnetism is, and I think Saeed's just naturally curious that way. He wants to see what's making this thing tick.
And then Jack goes, "You want to see something cool?"
Yeah. But then Saeed has to say, "Good thing this is made out of titanium." It's not.
Well, to be fair, he had to, because what would we have said?
Exactly, and you knew that was there for us. Like,
yeah,
shut up, viewers. There are some metals that don't.
There's a mistake. We found it.
Yeah.
And then Jack hears a noise. He goes, "I'll go investigate." And it's Kate taking a shower.
Can I just say how disappointed I was in Jack? Like, okay, if you walk into a room, regardless, you don't know, and you see someone stepping on a towel, do you just stand there and look?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm really surprised that he didn't go like, "Oh, sorry."
Right? Yeah.
Right? Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
He was wrong.
He was wrong.
100%.
I mean, she might have been like, "Hey, no, go ahead and look." then that's fine. But
you gotta get those shots.
He didn't try to feign being the gentleman at all, you know?
Yeah.
And then
at first I was thinking no big deal, but now I see your guys' point.
And he doesn't even, he's going to have a conversation with her now. She's getting out of the shower, say, oh, sorry, and go away. Let her get back.
Yeah.
He wants to talk to her. So how was the shower? Did you get all your spot? I mean, I don't know what he wants to talk to her about.
Did your back needing that done? Anyway, but I do like that she goes, well, you should try it. You could use a shower.
Yeah.
Basically, you stink, Jack.
I love that.
That would have been his part to go, oh, really? Like, you know, as he's not looking, and she says,
now you're bringing it up. You guys are bringing it up. When she walks away, he doesn't look. He watches her walk away.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
All right, bad Jack.
Fine, but I think being a gentleman is a better way to go. But
all right, I'm on your guys' side now. First, I was like, no big deal. You know, she's in her towel, but no, I see it. But technically, she was taking a shower she wasn't supposed to.
That water was portioned out for her.
She stole the shampoo.
I don't think he minds though.
No,
he's get over there and snip her now. We smell your hair.
Oh my God! Ana Lucia leads them to another hatch. What I forgot what the name of that hatch was. I was gonna look it up and I forgot all about it.
The abandoned hatch. Wasn't that? No, it wasn't. I was gonna say
it was where they kept. It's I think where they kept the polar bears, right? Or no, where they kept the animals. There was animals there. I thought
the polar bears were on that other island.
They did. I thought that was like they kept animals there. I could be wrong, but I'm trying to remember, but I can't remember, and I apologize for not looking up.
It looked pretty deserted. It didn't look like there was like anything there except the shell of, you know, the building itself or whatever bunker.
I even have a note here. Look it up.
Yeah, we should look that up. Dang it! You better research here.
That's funny.
They meet the rest of the survivors. What's left of the survivors?
Yeah.
Shannon and Claire tell Son about the bottle, and they leave it up to her to decide what to do. So, agree with that? Disagree with that?
That was kind of messed up.
I don't know that I would have gone and told Son.
Okay.
I don't think I would have gone and told her
because the only one that had.
You don't know anything for sure. She's already worried.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
You don't know. It doesn't confirm. It doesn't prove anything.
Yeah.
What she want to know though?
No, but there's nothing to know at this point.
I would have said something, but I wouldn't have left it in her hands.
I don't know. I might not have said anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't do anything to change something, or you can't have any action toward the problem. It's just going to eat her up. Why tell her?
Well, you had Walt and Michael, so they have no connection really left with the island. You have Sawyer. He has other than Kate. Nobody could care less about Sawyer. So the only one that really had to connect was Son. And I guess Claire at least came back and it didn't make the decision on her own. She went with Shannon. Probably not the best.
Yeah, Shannon such a fount of empathy and.
Yeah, why wouldn't you talk to Charlie about it or someone like that? Why Shannon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have thought she would have been able to talk to him about it more. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, wait, were they that close at that point?
Charlie and
yeah.
They hung out all the time. He did go back and save Aaron and bring her back.
Okay. So all that happened. Okay.
Again, I'm just anybody else. One of the log carrying people. He could have. Shannon, I'm like going. She was the selfish one. Why would you?
Yeah, I don't know. Because they're the only two young girls, so therefore they're like besties. No, come on, writers, that's lazy.
Well, they did have that time where the three of them were together. They were talking on the was it Exodus or the episode before this? They were not orientation, but before that.
You know what? They're both moms now because Shannon has a dog, and that's almost the same thing.
That's true.
No. That is not the same.
It's not. But from Shannon, she's probably like, I have responsibility. I'm a new mom, just a new mom.
This dog would starve without me.
Yeah.
I've only lost him like 10 times.
Yeah. It's a dog. He will come back. He keeps coming back. Don't worry about it.
You know, there's going to be dog lovers watching this going, it is the same thing.
No, you all are wrong.
I defy anyone who has a dog and has a kid and that they both love them. And if there's a fire and you can only save one, which one are you going to save? Sorry.
Kid!
Right.
Ah!
Save the kid.
All right. The kid. Is the kid a troublemaker?
Oh my God.
Listen, you cannot write the dog on your taxes. The kid is a tax deduction.
That's true. Forgot about that one. It's been so long since I could use a tax deduction for a child. It's they are valuable.
Oh my gosh.
We're all going to hell. Okay. Let's see. Hurley's upset with Locke about telling Charlie. Why'd you tell Charlie? And he goes, well, he calls him Hugo. He goes, Hugo, well, you know, you have a job. I have a job. We all have to do our job. So you're going to go do your job. Hugo goes, okay. But this is where Hurley's stressing out because he doesn't want people to hate him.
Yeah. I don't want that job.
No, I don't blame him.
Do it.
He'd been through it before. And the first time he had gone through it, how much he thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know about you guys, but if I won the lottery, I'm telling people. I don't know that I would have the restraint to anything.
I'm not telling people.
Yeah. I'm not telling anybody.
Nope, not a soul. I'm out.
I'm not telling anybody because you'll have people.
You're not telling Cindy, you're in trouble.
Well, no, because she would spend it all.
So you're just going to seriously just keep funneling money little by little.
It'd be like, wait, what happened to that? What happened to that $300 million? I bought something.
I got my $11.
Because her answer is because we fight about money like all couples do. It's like she go. It was only $20. It was only $30. I go, well, add up what you just spent.
Yeah, exactly.
The other day, after we've been together for 34 years, something like that, she just finally said, she goes, now I get what you say about, I go, whatever. Just walk away from her.
So let's jump in the time machine and go back.
Yeah. If I just would have listened to you, I go, yeah, whatever. I don't care. But no, I wouldn't tell anybody.
Well, I wouldn't tell the whole world, but there's no way I couldn't tell Eric. I'd have to tell him.
Because I'll be honest, and I've talked about this on the Ramblecast. I did have, when I was working and doing all these different jobs, roughing stuff, I did have a section in the house where she didn't know about it, where we had money in case something happened. Good. So if something did happen,
a lockbox.
A lockbox. It might have been a lockbox, but it might have been up in the attic where she never went up. So, because one time something happened, I go,
right.
I go, don't worry, I have it.
Wow.
My dad taught me that.
I was super impressed with Hurley's ability to take that beat and more than a beat and really understand this is my life right now. And like he says to his mom, he likes his life. He understands instantly how his life's going to change and maybe not for the better. And he really plans that out, right? Ask that girl out, the girl he always liked. I'm going to go and ask her out now because once I have money, I'll never know if she liked me or not.
Yeah. Would she like me for the money or did she like me for me?
So, good on him because he really thought that through.
But then Hurley's idea after talking to Locke is to go get the dynamite.
Oh, God.
Bring it back and try to blow up the food.
Inside the pantry. He's going to.
Inside the pantry.
He was set up. He had it.
What? Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Over it.
He was so concerned about being liked. Mm-hmm. And he saw what happened to Arts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he didn't care anything about his life. He just wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
He just wouldn't be happy if people don't like him because, like you said, he's been through that experience before, that he was willing to die to blow up the problem.
Wow.
And Rose talked him out of it.
The things people are willing to do or
Rose is no dummy. She's like
to fill in.
There's food in there. Why would we get rid of all of that? We've got a lot of hungry people. They would kind of like to have that.
Yeah, but I think what Rose is that voice of reason. Would you guys agree?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Typical.
She has no agenda.
Yeah.
Her husband's alive.
Yeah.
He has a sweet tooth. He's when even Hurley said, "Oh, that was your husband." No, that is my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, she's very like neutral. Do you know what I mean? Like she's
very tropey character.
That side.
Mm-hmm.
Always very calm. She's always very. She doesn't put her opinions on it. Yeah, we all need a Rose in our life.
She would have been perfect standing in between Jack and Locke.
Yeah,
she would be the one to say, "No, you're right. No, you're right.
Or
no, you do this."
Or just to tell them, you guys aren't listening to each other. You know, what did she do in her previous life? Because she should have been a therapist.
What did she do?
Libby was the therapist, right?
Yeah. What did
I
Rose
want
do?
to say a teacher, but I could just be making that up.
Because Bernard was a dentist, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think he was a dentist. Anyway, let's see. Hurley and they're stealing gnomes, and they write "cluck you," "cluck you" on Randy's yard with the gnomes. I thought it was funny. I liked it. Hurley makes Johnny promise, no matter what happens, we won't change. We won't change. We won't change. And we're like going.
And Johnny's probably like, "What are you talking about, man?"
Yeah.
It'll always be the same. They pull up to the convenience store. Hurley they really jack up the prices here. And he goes, "Oh, maybe there's a murder or something." Johnny jumps out. But I love the scene because when Johnny finds out it's Hurley, and Hurley's, and he's, it changed.
Yeah.
And you just felt, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It was beautiful. I feel like that was probably one of my favorite scenes of this episode.
Because nothing's being said.
Exactly, yeah.
But you're seeing the emotion of both the actors and a friendship that is lost forever because he won money.
But do you think it was just that he won money, or was it that he'd won money, but how did you not tell me?
It was that.
It was everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
So wait,
he quit his job without telling him he won money, and it just.
You quit your job, but you got millions, and I quit my job because you quit your job, but then you didn't tell me that you won.
Yeah.
I suppose there's a lot of things there. Like, I put it.
We were supposed to go work. We were supposed to go work together at the pizza place or something like that, and Johnny knew that was never going to happen, and Hurley knew that was never going to happen.
The layers there are like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I see both sides. I mean, you can understand Hurley's point. Is like, he's got that ticket. He wants to tell people, but he knows.
Yeah.
Like you said, when he asked, is it Starlet? He asked out. He knew he had to ask her out before the money because so it's like Johnny, his best friend. They've been together forever, and he knew he was going to lose him. And having a best friend, it's like, can you lose him? It's tough. But Hurley doesn't want to be hated. Hurley tells Jack what he's going to do with the food. He just tells Jack. And Jack's credit goes, okay.
You put me in charge, Jack. This is what I want to do.
And Jack did. If that would have been Locke, would Jack have had that same response?
No. Not at this point. Everybody likes Hurley and trusts him.
Yeah.
Even if Hurley makes a bad decision, you know it's not coming from a place of malice. It's always coming from a place of good. Hurley is like completely.
But Jack probably would have trusted anybody but Locke. He thinks Locke has an agenda. So
he wouldn't have trusted Sawyer.
Well, no.
Sawyer,
there's no way Sawyer gets in charge of the food.
Sawyer would have opened up a mini mart right on the beach. You'd have like
He put 7-Eleven on the thing. Okay, I'm open. I'm open for business. Then Hurley, great montage, great music. Hurley's passing out the food. He gives Charlie the peanut butter. It's a beautiful scene. It's everyone and everybody ends up. They love Hurley. They love him. But Son buries the bottle. I didn't get this.
Oh, really?
Well, why would she bury the bottle?
Because she wants to protect everybody else. Her hope is now dashed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But she wants to protect everyone else's hope that perhaps help is coming.
Oh, okay.
See that bottle.
And I feel like not even so much that her hope was dashed, but she's just burying I don't want to say burying hope, but she's burying doubt,
Jen?
I guess.
Or something that was actually with Jen also. That was like, right? Wasn't that's kind of like a placeholder for Jen, maybe? That she's just...
That maybe Jen is dead. She believes Jen is dead, and she was burying the only thing she had of Jen's.
Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like she's setting aside what she can't compartmentalize right now, and then leaving it so that other people don't have to deal with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she still has hope, but she's unsure, so as to not deal with it, maybe.
Yeah.
Or out of sight, out of mind. I don't know, but I don't think that she didn't have any hope at all at that point.
Well, she did. She's not Rose, where she's like, no, he's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not that kind of super sure.
Yeah.
About it, but yeah.
Rose would have said, "Here's your notes. Here's your notes back." The bottle came back, but they're still alive. They're still alive. Then we have a great scene between Jen Sawyer and Michael when Bernard comes over, and we don't know it's Bernard yet. And he goes, "I'm Bernard." We go, "Oh, he is alive."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And they cut back to Rose, and she's touching his wedding ring that she's got on it.
Yeah.
While
and saving
to those guys
and putting an Apollo bar in her pocket because he has a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
So that was a beautiful scene, beautiful ending, and
all he wanted to know from them was, is Rose okay?
Yeah.
And the look on his face, this actor who's just joined the show, we don't know him at all, but we know enough to know exactly. Yeah. It's all on his face. When he's okay, the relief that washes on his face, you know? Yeah. Beautiful. Really.
And kudos to the actor, because he usually plays a bad jerk guy. He was a jerk on ER. He was a jerk on that. Was it Boy Meets World? He was kind of a jerk. He's always playing a jerk. And Forrest Gump.
Didn't have Rose yet. That's why.
Yeah, I guess that's what it was. But kudos to him. I just thought it was a great episode, and just like I said, without really the Rose scene, without saying anything, just the emotions of the actor.
Yeah.
And the writing and the music that she just
so
said, oh my God, I'm tearing up.
Especially considering the first season, I don't think she was ever meant to really be a character on the show.
Oh, yeah, I don't think so at all.
And they kind of people kind of liked her, and then she had this story and they kept writing it, and then the way they could unfold the story out here into season 2. No, really cool for the writers to think, yeah, we could go somewhere with this.
I always wish they had made her more of a character.
Oh yeah,
more of a more involved with the show, but she did a lot of other things.
What more to do, Jack? She's busy.
Definitely a missed opportunity.
Running around the island.
More depth.
Yeah, she was fantastic on the show. But anyway, that's any final thoughts on Everyone Hates Hugo?
Great episode. I really enjoyed the quieter moments. Packed more of a punch for me.
I agree.
Yeah. And we see, like we had said earlier, there hasn't been a lot of happy moments on the island for these folks. And so for them for Hurley to be able to give them this kind of food party on the beach, I think it's one of the first happy moments they seem to have as a group, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You see even Jack and Kate kind of playing around with each other over there. You think Jack was saying, "When's the next shower? When you get to the next shower?"
Right. You need the shower.
Let me spill this on you so you could take a shower.
They're terrible.
I'm just thinking what Jack was going through at the time. Anyway, I thought these were, like I said, 2 great episodes to watch. I love talking. Yeah. This was a lot of fun talking about it. You guys were great.
Thanks.
Like to have you guys back again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, anything else you guys want to say, or?
Thanks for having me. It's odd talking about Lost and not hearing you in my ear talking about it with Jay. So that's weird. I feel like I didn't say as much as I wanted to say because I'm just kind of sitting back thinking that I'm listening. But I'm actually part of it. So next time I will be more.
I thought you were great. I thought this is a lot of fun.
I think
we've talked for an hour and 20 minutes, and it doesn't seem like it's been that long.
No.
Just kind of flew by.
So says that. Yeah.
But anyway, again, thanks for joining us. This will be out hopefully sometime 1 o'clock in the morning. So go from there. But until next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I already celebrated it.